hospitalized tonight.
A judge could soon decide the future of a Planned Parenthood facility scheduled to open Tuesday. Today, protesters converged on the building to build support for their effort to keep it from ever opening its doors. WGN's Lourdes Duarte has the story.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
A march they pray will somehow have an impact.
These people aren't going to go away.
We're not going to allow this murder of innocent lives.
Entire families spent Saturday morning in Aurora trying to keep a $7.5 million Planned Parenthood facility from ever opening up. The problem they have is that among the medical procedures offered, the facility would perform abortions. Rick and Mary Flores are so passionate about the issue that they brought their 3 kids to today's protest.
And my wife and I are very strong about teaching those values. We're a homeschooling family, and this is a huge lesson for them today.
But this march is a shorter version of what was originally planned. The group wanted to march around the neighborhood 7 times. It turns out, though, there's a city ordinance against having demonstrations so close to residential areas. So the two sides compromised. The anti-abortion group agreed to march around the block just once, hoping that would be enough. The protests aren't slowing down Planned Parenthood.
They're ready to open and to give health care to our patients in this area who need, want, and deserve it.
The protests and vigils started about a month ago after many realized what was being built. Pro-life activists and some city leaders claim Planned Parenthood, simply put, lied to the public.
And when you're asked by an alderman who's moving in and you say you don't know, that's an outright admission and a lie.
But we didn't tell our opponents that we kept it private from them, and we did so for good reason. They have a long history of harassing our employees.
And Planned Parenthood is prepared to open, of course, depending on what a judge decides. Right now they have round-the-clock security. They say luckily these protests have been peaceful, and they're hoping they will remain that way.
We are absolutely confident that we'll open. Any fair and independent legal review will show that Planned Parenthood followed the letter of the law in this process.
We will fight Planned Parenthood in the schools. We're not going to let them get to our kids. We will fight Planned Parenthood in our neighborhoods. We will fight Planned Parenthood in the city council.
Whether or not Planned Parenthood followed the law will be up to a judge. A hearing is scheduled for Monday, and there could be a decision as to whether or not the facility will be allowed to open Tuesday on schedule. In Aurora, Lourdes Duarte, WGN News.
The 22,000 square foot facility will be one of the largest in the country and the Chicago area's first new full service site in 20 years. Meantime, as Lourdes mentioned, Aurora officials are investigating all the paperwork submitted by Planned Parenthood to make sure it followed the law.